Boom shakalaka, this Bitcoin signal was last seen 8 years ago and suggests we are about to have the biggest bull run that anyone could possibly see. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including why this signal suggests we are going to have a bull run to end all bull runs coming up. Before we get into it, guys, like the video. Now, today, fear and greed at 70, same as we were yesterday. You can see the fear and greed is hovering around 69, just not hitting it that often. What a shame. The overall market up 1% today. Bitcoin at 36,966, Ethereum at 2049, BNB at 248, XRP 66 cents, Solana $55, Cardano 38 cents, Dogecoin 7 cents, and Tron 10 cents. And Bitcoin, after following this trend line for about a week, has started to tick up. You can see this bar pattern kind of right behind there was the last time these three, the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages were all coiled up. This is exactly what it did. Now, this bar pattern would suggest that from now until roughly the end of December, we might have a little bit of a downtrend, price coming back to roughly about $33,000 before starting to take off for much higher highs. We'll kind of have to see if the price continues to follow those levels. But right now, if we take a look at the long-term holder cost basis, following the same pattern we have seen many times in previous cycles, showing us that the cost is getting higher for long-term holders, meaning that the bull run is beginning. You know, looking back in hindsight, very easy to see. Buy Bitcoin around the balance price, this orange line, sell it around the terminal price, the red line. But these are very, very hard things to do emotionally because at that orange line, everybody says it's going to zero. And at this red line, everybody says it's going to $1 million. So we'll kind of have to see how this plays out for the rest of the cycle. But we do have other indicators right now that Bitcoin price would continue its bullish run, mainly be getting very started. First thing right here would be Bitcoin versus USDT dominance. You can see the USDT dominance in red, a breakdown, a bearish price channel continuation where it broke out of this channel and retested it to the bottom. Well, Bitcoin is doing the exact opposite, and these generally tend to work in opposite directions. Right now, the weekly RSI just hit levels unseen since 2021. The last time this happened, look at this is right around October of 2021, where price went from $10,000 to $70,000. Saw a massive bull run the last time the weekly RSI got this high. Will we see this again? Good question. Also, if we take a look here at extremely low volatility right here, well, basically after we get two dips, generally the 78.6 fib level for Bitcoin is hit. You can see this happened previous times before. Right now, that level is $50,000. Could be headed there very soon. Could even be by the halving. The Gaussian channel has flipped green, and historically, after flipping green, it's somewhere between 68 and 119 bars until the next cycle peak. Now that right now would place the cycle peak towards the end of 2024 or the end of 2025. Either way, we have a pretty awesome year or two coming ahead of us, and it should be noted that this weekly Gaussian channel never flips green before seeing a new peak. So any doubters left out there, one more reason maybe you should stop doubting. If we take a look right here, the Chinese 10-year and its VI line, the VIX line, anytime we had these signals where it crossed through this yellow line right here, guess what? We had a Bitcoin top in 4 months, it 10x'd, or here we had a top in 10 months, it 12x'd, or here in 6 months, it 6x. What could we do this time as both of these are lining up and we did just have a signal? How soon could that be? On average, that's roughly about 6 months there, roughly about 8x. So we'll kind of have to see where it heads this time. But this chart right here should kind of knock your socks off if you're wearing socks. So this indicator shows a buy signal. You can see the buy signal, this little arrow right here on the M chart of Bitcoin, which has only happened once before. You can see back here in 2016, that was 8 years ago. Now, at the same time this happened previously, Bitcoin broke above the SMA 20. Same thing that's happening right now. And look at what happened to Bitcoin over the next 5 years. Bitcoin price went from $200 to $70,000. Could we be in for a massive bull run like that again? Absolutely. Until we take a look at log regression curves, because a lot of people are saying, hey, you know, this log regression curve, we're about maxed out. Everybody's already in Bitcoin. The people who made the most money, they're already going to make the money. If we take a look at the top right now, the top's at $118,000. So what can you expect? Like a doubling from previous all-time high? Maybe. Or maybe like a 3x from where we are right now? Maybe not. You see, we have these spot Bitcoin ETFs coming in. And maybe this log regression curve has worked very well because we haven't had large-scale adoption of the hardest money ever that you cannot create any more of. The Bitcoin that are created, 21 million, are the only 21 million ever in circulation. Not like gold, where the more you mine, the more gold you create. Bitcoin is mathematically hard. Well, what happens when we have an increased demand with a very fixed and finitely limited supply? Well, we could have something like this, where all of a sudden we see, oh, this log curve, you know, it's just going to peak out right here around $100,000. Maybe in 15 years, it'll be $1 million, something like that. Except maybe not, because we might have the hardest money on earth about to flip this thing into an asymptotically $300 million Bitcoin. Hey, stranger things have happened. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.